Hey y'all, what's up? You guys back at it again. What's up, my followers and subscribers? Today the topic I want to talk about is another rant. So this will be rant number 23. And like I said, I always keep it blunt and honest. I try to look at different perspectives, but also the side of me that, I love art, I love creativity. So this video is going to be on artists need to respect the craft. Now here's my thing. Since I love talking about music, I have noticed for a while, especially right now in this music climate, that there are artists that they are doing remakes of songs. They're doing I'm talking about they are remaking a song that came out before their era, before their time. So they are remaking a classic song, or they're remaking a song by another artist that they the artist that has done a song, and they're blowing up and they're getting the recognition and they're getting the success. But then all of a sudden another artist wants to, in the way they do the remake of their song. And one thing for sure, unfortunately, in this day and age, and I'm just going to be blunt, people are getting too comfortable. People are getting too comfortable, and you know why? It's sad because there's just a lack of respect nowadays. People that really don't value respect, and they don't value integrity. What I mean by that is that, okay, I'm an artist myself. Now, I love painting, I love drawing, and there are so many artists that I am inspired by. There are so many artists like painters, different, people that are doing art, that has done art before me. And like I said, we all have that creative juice. We all get excited, when we, have our own creativity and our own innovation, and we strive to put in the best of our skills, or put in the best of our knowledge, to be original and just express ourselves with our art. And there are plenty of artists that we do inspire, we do aspire to be. Well, we can't be like them, but we are inspired by, and they have changed our lives. And like I said, we get into our own little world, and there's nothing wrong with being inspired by someone. There's nothing wrong, but it's how you go about it. Because nowadays you got music artists, and like I said, the climate of music has gone downhill anyway because it's trash. I keep saying this because, and this is another reason why this is an issue, where we have some music artists, they don't credit the artists that came before them. Like, they'll be so quick to remake a song that before was a classic, and then instead of them just reaching out that artist that made that classic, hey, I love your song, I'm a huge fan of yours, they say, oh, I'm a fan, but they say, yo, I love your song. If they would have said, yeah, yo, I like your song, I love your music, I'm a fan, I really like it, I really dig it, I'm doing a remake, I would like your permission to do the remake, and it would be, like I said, it's up to you to have that permission on whether or not I should do the remake. And I know some other factors in business, that artist that has remade the song, will they get money from that, stuff like that, in a business way, and also in a respectful way too, because I'm not going to sit up there and be like, is things are business at times, mostly is business, but also it can be genuine, just having that genuine and that honest, and being able to communicate with people. But you got some of these music artists, they think they can just do whatever they want to do. This is the generation, they think they can do whatever they want to do. They can get away with everything without the consequences, or be like, you know what, if I did this, how would that person feel? Or, let me wait and stop for a minute. If I like, the artist, or I say I'm a fan of that artist and I want to do a remake, let me hit them up. Let me reach out to their management. Let me find out a way how to get in touch with them so we can talk, have a dialogue conversation. Hey, I really love your music. I'm a huge fan of yours. But they say that they're a huge fan, but they didn't even ask that person permission. See, that's the one I see through BS, because I'm hip to things. When you say you're a fan of an artist or this person, you would show by your actions. See, it's about your actions. It's not what you always say, because anybody can say anything, but their actions may not follow through. So really, it's like, there have been issues where artists pretty much they felt disrespected, because here goes another artist trying to remake or try to take credit for something they did, for something, or try to profit off of something that they did. They sacrificed everything, they worked hard, blood, sweat, and tears, and there goes somebody trying to make profit off of that without their permission, or trying to just run and just borrow and take without their permission. I would be mad too as hell. Hell yeah. Because I'm an artist and I know what it's like. I know that there are plenty of artists and painters that I am inspired by, and I'll be like, okay, you know what? I love the work that they did, and I'm looking at my work. Their work influenced what I'm doing now, and I'm trying to push myself and be creative, and I acknowledge the work they have done. And I love their work, and I put into my work. But you see, I acknowledge the painters, the artists, whoever I'm inspired by. I acknowledge their work, their credibility. It's about credit where it's due. You have to acknowledge credit. But you got some of these people, they don't want to do that. And they feel so entitled to go out and do whatever they want to do because they're hot at the moment. Oh, well, like I said, it's a new generation, these artists are hot in the moment. I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm seeing some really devilish stuff. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I guarantee, I'm speaking it into existence. In the next how many years, things are going to change. And I'm feeling a change, and I'm sensing a change where it's like, I don't like what I see. I really don't. But I try to, like I said, fall back, venting on social media. And that's why I have my YouTube channel, because I can vent more, I can have more extra dialogue and conversations with y'all, because it's really disrespectful that you have people that don't value anything or don't have respect for others that came before them, and they sacrifice everything. And here you are, you coming up, you're young, you're ambitious. There's nothing wrong with that. Be ambitious, be great, change the narrative. I'm here for being inspired and be the best that you can be. But you also gotta know, appreciate people, appreciate those that came before you, because that also connects with life. That way you be like, oh, okay, cool. This person who I'm inspired by did this, and their accomplishments are their accomplishments, and I want to be like that, but for myself, so I can do the same thing. You have that mentality of being humble, and like I said, you appreciate the art and music, you're good to go. All this dumb stuff that I'm saying, because unfortunately it's like this. And really, I'm gonna tell y'all something, I don't like this new age of music, because I just feel like everything is just the same old is microwavable. And really, we don't really get to hear a lot of variety. There's not a lot of diversity in music when it comes to the sound. And then when it comes to music just sounds so saturated nowadays. There's no soul in it. There's no appeal. That's why I grew up listening to the people that I grew up with. And I do listen to the new artists who are talented, and I give them a chance, and I try to give them a chance, and I try not to write them off, because like I said, I grew up with music. And like I said, I love listening to different artists anyway, so it's cool in my book. But yeah, I just feel like, it's just trash. People got trash mentalities nowadays. They don't care. All they care about is themselves. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Things are going to change anyway, because I can feel it. I can sense it. And I also think that, people pretty much, they have the right to stand up for themselves. They really do. But then when you stand for yourself, people gonna point fingers at you. They're gonna be like, you're the bad guy. Mofo, I can be the bad guy, period. I am the bad guy. Okay. I can be the bad guy. That's cool. Because I don't stand for nonsense. Because I don't stand for garbage. Because I'm not with this, just fitting in and being with the clique. And I'm going to tell y'all something. You're going to have low-key haters. Because I have been through some things recently. And I've seen through people. But I just keep it pushing. It's no surprise to me. I'm like, okay. And I feel like, artists, I'm tired of these, some of these artists that think they're so entitled, and I'm tired of them trying to make it seem like, please, if you're remaking a song, especially a classic song, you better do it right. First, you better make sure you know what direction you're going to go for that song that's a classic. And the first thing what you need to do, the first thing is get permission, ask for permission from the original, the creators of that song. Go reach out to like the team, go reach out to the management, call up somebody, say, yo, I'm trying to say trying, but not in a bad way. It's like, yo, I want to do a remake of the song. I'm a fan of this artist, I grew up their music, I'm trying to make sure I do it right, do a remake. I love this artist so much, I want to remake a song, and I want to sit down, have a talk with this person, this artist that have already did the song before me. So you have to do that in a way of business. You have to be direct. You gotta be humble and see what happens. And like I said, if your vibe is right, you got good intentions, and like I said, people have the right, whether or not they want your permission or not, but that's fine. But if you go about the right way, 9 times out of 10, yeah, because it's like, really, you look at things from a bigger picture. And I don't like that some of these artists, I don't like saying somebody's not talented, but some of these artists just lack the authenticity. They really lack the what's the word, they just lack so much. It's just, they have it, but they're missing, like, okay, what can I do to manifest my gift? What can I do to manifest my talent? Like, what can I do to craft my own creativity, my talent? Like, I need to do X, Y, and Z. This is what I need to do. I need to, like, listen to, different variety of sounds and different artists and music, but also I want to be able to start writing more, songwriting, like be a songwriter. I want to start writing my own music. I want to start producing my own music. Make sure that I have a body of work. I build up my material, I put in the work, and make sure, like, okay, once all of that is put together, then I can go to the next step, the next phase of creating my art, my music, And this is the thing, especially with this era of trap music. I don't like this era of trap music. I've heard better trap music, period. I've heard way better artists that they do the trap music, but they incorporate other sounds. It's not this same old trap beat. It's not this same old trap beat where you hear throughout the entire song. It's not this, like, the only thing that separates like talent, especially like talented artists that with versatility, from the artists that really don't have that much versatility, and I'll get into that later. Artists that have that much versatility in their music, that have that much range, that have that much, like, just different sectors, different areas where they can write their music, they can produce their music, they can sing, they can rap. Oh yeah, the 9 yards. Perfect example, Missy Elliott. I'm a huge Missy Elliott fan. Missy Elliott is a perfect example of an artist that she created her own lane. She changed the narrative. There was no one like There was no one like Missy Elliott at the time, period. And there is no one like Missy Elliott. I'm gonna butcher my girl's name. There's no one like Missy Elliott, period. There will never be another Missy Elliott, period. And also, I got a surprise for y'all in store in the future, so check up on that. Missy Elliott, she is a game changer. She is one of those artists that she really put in the work. And she also had to find a way to separate herself from her other peers. And she knew that gift and talent that she had. She knew it was going to work out for her in the long run. She knew that all she had to do, work hard, have that work ethic, be creative, and don't put herself like in a box. Because you know why? Missy Elliott's music still shits. Missy Elliott's music is still shits to this day. When I listen to Missy Elliott, I'm listening to like a person that it's like they're on another planet. You know? It's like her music pretty much is like, when you listen to it, she got like all the talent, you know, different sounds in her music. And she never, this is the thing, Missy Elliott did not take things for granted. She was always humble, and I know she had to stand up for herself, and there's nothing wrong with standing up for yourself and believing your art and not, you know, just settling and not just taking any old thing. But the way how Missy Elliott's legacy, like, she is an inspiration to many artists, because Missy Elliott changed the face of music, especially in female hip hop and rap. So Missy Elliott created her own style, her own image. She created like a new wave for female hip hop and female rappers. And Missy Elliott, pretty much, because I grew up with her, I would be listening to Missy Elliott, and I'd be listening to like her hit songs, I'd be listening to her albums, I was watching her videos. Missy Elliott is one of a kind. She's a gem in music, period. And I'm so glad that people acknowledge her and they're giving her flowers. Okay? And it's about damn time, because she is pretty much one of those artists, years from now, people are going to still know who she is. People going to be like, yeah, Missy Elliott. Yeah, Missy Elliott. You know, she's my inspiration. Because Missy Elliott, she wrote for other artists, she produced for other artists, you know, hit maker, you know, all of that. Also, I gotta bring up Timbaland. Timbaland is another person that I do admire too, as a producer, as a singer, as a songwriter. That brother, that dude, his music level of a producer is on another level as well. That's like him and Missy, both of them. They're like the duo, because they teamed up and they were working on the music, and they also helped other artists and gave them the opportunities to, you know, make records for them. And of course, I'm going to mention my Aaliyah, because Aaliyah is another one that I love so much. I'm inspired by her, aka Baby Girl. Rest in peace forever, because you know Team Aaliyah will always run on out for you. But Aaliyah pretty much, you know, like I said, Missy Elliott and Timbaland, they gave Aaliyah the opportunity to work with her. And Aaliyah's sound is like, to this day, Aaliyah's sound still to this day is still good. It's still fresh. When I still listen to Aaliyah's music, it's like, it's timeless. It can still keep up with the times of today's music. Like the other day, I was driving the other day. I think I was driving last weekend, this past weekend, and I was listening to the Rant album, the self-titled Aaliyah album, and I'm like, I'm in the car cruising, I was like, it's like, damn, Aaliyah was ahead of her time, because the different sounds and the different production, you know, Timbaland, he worked on that album with her and Static. Shout out to Static. That's another dude, that's another brother, like, his, as a producer, he changed the game in music too. So rest in peace to that brother. But I was just, you know, going back memory lane, reminiscing how music used to be at one point. And I'm like, yeah, Aaliyah was the shit, and she still is the shit. But this is how people have tried to downplay Aaliyah's, legacy and try to make it seem like, well, oh, Aaliyah didn't do much for music. Well, Aaliyah wasn't all that. Well, guess what? I'm hearing some Aaliyah influences to this day, even from the popular artists, that their sound reminds me of Aaliyah in some ways. Now, I'm not here to bash any artist because people can express themselves musically. I'm not here to. I don't do that on my channel. I don't bully. I don't tear down nobody. I just say what I gotta say, and that's that. The only time I will, drag and, go in for the kill if trolls. That's it. Other than that, I'm good. We're good over here. But it's very funny how times have changed in music, and now, like I said, I'm at a point where I'm in a new generation of music listeners, and they embrace their favorite artists and they support their favorite artists, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm cool with that. But when it comes to the value of like acknowledging the art, acknowledging the music, appreciating the music for what it is, some people, they try to discredit artists that came before this generation and try to make it seem like, well, they didn't do nothing. I'm like, okay, well, do research. And, if you're interested in what an artist has done, do research. Read a book. Go to the library. Go on your computer. Research. Read up on, like, the music and their influences and the culture, because you'll be able to have a better idea, and you will be able to have a better perspective of who they were as artists. And listen, you don't have to be a fan of this artist, you don't have to, but mostly artists who really love the music, 9 times out of 10 they are fans of people that came before them, and it shows in their music. It really does. I have seen countless of artists that have been, like, perfect example, Aaliyah. And I'm telling you, Aaliyah, no matter what these bird trap mofos want to say about her, but I'll tell you what, you have artists that love Aaliyah and that are fans of Aaliyah, and they really loved her music growing up because they remember her at a time when she was still alive. And then, when they got the opportunity to make music, they was like, yo, Aaliyah, she's my influence. Aaliyah, her music, was on another level. And, I appreciate what she has done for music. 9 times out of 10, you know what you're doing. Because it's like, and this is why, as an Aaliyah fan, I'm just speaking for myself as a fan. And shout out to Team Aaliyah, because you already know how I roll too about Baby Girl. But it's like, as an Aaliyah fan, to really revisit and listen to her bodies of work, because I have all of Aaliyah's album. I even have I Care For You album. I have the I Care For You album, like some of her recent hits and her unreleased hits. But it's like, being an Aaliyah fan is bittersweet, because at the end of the day, Aaliyah, she have always been like that chick. She have always have stated, I want to be original. I want to make sure that I bring something different to the table with my art. And like I said, she spoke into existence. She was a rebel. I mean, she did not care about trying to fit in with everybody else. She set trends in her music. And shout out to my brother Tony Turner, because you already know. Please support him, because he is pretty much an Aaliyah fan. He is an Aaliyah fan. He'll tell the record straight. He'll set it straight from his opinions and perspective, because Aaliyah pretty much is one of those artists that in music, she can't be overlooked. I mean, people can try to deny her talent. They can try to deny like what she stood for in music. But at the end of the day, Aaliyah is she's still that chick. And I feel like, even listening to today's music, the reason why I say it can be a lot better from what it was before, here is my constructive criticism, and here are my thoughts. And this is my honest opinion. This is my honest opinion. You have the right to agree. You have the right to disagree. There just needs to be a variety in music, and I want these artists to work with different producers. Here's why. I understand artists that have found a sound that really worked for them, um, especially a producer that they have been working with, and they have found a sound and crafted a sound and created a sound that, okay, that sound make sure that this is who the artist is. So when you listen to this kind of music from this artist, like yeah, this is so-and-so. So-and-so doesn't sound like everybody else out on the radio. Because with that, the producers nowadays, and which I'm again to, I just feel like the producers nowadays, they just make generic beats. They just make generic music. I mean, they're talented producers, but they can do a lot better. What I mean by that is that when I listen to some of the music, the production can get a little bit dry in terms of like, it's just the same old kind of beat, you know, there's not like a different variety of sounds. The pattern doesn't switch up, you know, when it goes to the hook is always the same. And then when you get to the bridge, it's always the same. And sometimes when you hear like when the beat drops, sometimes it just don't add up. It don't measure up. And I get disappointed because I'm like, okay, I'm expecting something different. I'm expecting something like when your production is just like, really, if it's basic, if it doesn't have no groove, no bass, it doesn't have no like extra kick, something is missing in that frame of mind. There are talented producers, like underground producers and mainstream producers. My top producers would be Timbaland, Dr. Dre, Pharrell, Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. Who else? I know there's a whole bunch of them. Rich Harrison, Scott Storch, Danger. Yeah. So those are my. Oh yeah, duh, and Missy Elliott. I can't leave out Missy Elliott. Who else for the females? Oh, Tinashe. Tinashe is another artist that she's a producer. So yes. And I would love to see more female producers, you know, change the face of music too, because it's like, you know, everything is just so oversaturated, so generic. And here's the issue I have with like even the production nowadays. It's like when I hear a trap record, the beat is dope, but it's just the same thing, you know? It's just, there's nothing like, it's just boring. And then the sound is pretty much the same sound from another producer. And I'm like, I want to give a perfect example, but I don't want to, you know, cause any riff and runs. And I like this artist and I do support this artist. But when you have a song that the production just lacks that organic and it just lacks that chemistry, where it's just not really, it's just generic and it's chasing mainstream, like, you know, appeal. It's just chasing that, like, that mainstream, like, okay, we're gonna make a record that's for the Billboard, the Hot 100. Okay, fine. But I feel like the difference in today's music where it was before it was like people just enjoyed the music and the art, and it didn't matter, like, you know, it just did not matter. It was just more of a variety, and it was more of like that, you know, creative freedom to create different sounds. And people really appreciate the art back then, because there was a whole lot of artists that they brought in a new wave of music. They were original. You know, everybody wanted to be original really back then. Everybody wants to be original. Most of the artists that I mentioned, they wanted to be original. They wanted to do something different rather than going chasing the trends. They want to set trends with music. I feel like today's music, everybody want to just set trends. Everybody just want, oh, I gotta have the hottest thing. I gotta do this. I gotta put out this hot record. I want to be like, I gotta be trendy. Everything is just trendy. It's just trendy. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's okay to follow the trends because, hey, I like trends too. But when it gets to this constant, like, I have to always do this, I have to always do that, I gotta do it this way to be successful. No, switch it up. Expand your options. When it comes to your art and your music, listen to different artists, listen to different sounds. Hell, I don't know, listen to like a rock album. You'll get some inspiration from rock music too, because I love rock music. Listen to an R&B album, listen to a hip hop album, and shut out listening to mainstream music. Do not listen to the radio like that. And Missy Elliott even said it. She was like, for her as an artist, she didn't worry about following trends. She didn't worry about, oh, I gotta make my kind of music this way to get recognized. No, she said, I just sat down and did the work. I was so free. I was so creative. I was just always like, I had a passion for it. And that's why Missy Elliott is respected, period. Missy Elliott pretty much is one of like these artists that when it comes to misdemeanor, this is a Missy Elliott exclusive. Missy Elliott always will bring that heat. She will bring that fire. And she ain't done yet. She even said so herself because she's one of those artists that she keeps up with the times. Even this generation of music, she still keeps up with like the times. She still puts out her music. She put out her recent EP, Iconology. Go check that out. And I did a music review on that. Hell yeah, it's fire. It's everything is Missy Elliott exclusive, period. She even put out some singles like last year and the year before. But see, the thing is, Missy Elliott pretty much, you know, she is one of like those artists that forever she will always be known for her music, her art, as a female hip hop, as a female pioneer for like female rappers. And that's why I want more female rappers to slay. But even in this current climate of music, which is very sad, because even with some of the female rappers nowadays, some of them are talented. Like, some of them are talented. Megan Thee Stallion, she's talented. She's a pretty dope rapper. I'm not really into her music like that because it's kind of too ratchet for my taste. It's like that kind of ratchet music. I'll try to get into her music later on just to, you know, get a different opinion. Who else? I like Iggy Azalea. I think she's dope. Who else? City Girls music. I'm not really into their music like that, but they are doing their thing. Go check out their music review. I did the You Tried It music review. Go check that out. Who else? Rhapsody put out her new album, Eve. Go check that out. That's a really, really good album. I did a music review on that. She is talented. She's one of like the best, dopest female rappers and MCs that we have ever had. Like this current generation. Nicki Minaj. I like Nicki Minaj. I'm a fan of Nicki Minaj. I'm proud of her success. You know, I have all her albums, so I follow Nicki's career. Yeah, so I just feel like, you know, a lot, you know, these things that I have noticed in, you know, today's music, you know, we know music is going to change, it's going to progress, but I'm just tired of some of these artists, I said some, that they just have this like, and you know, they have this arrogance and they don't really care about like really the art. You know, they just want to do it because it's fun and music is easy for them to make money. Fine, that's you. But when you say you love an artist and you say like, listen, this artist really influenced me and I want to do a remake of a song, you better make sure that you need to have a game plan and have a strategy, you know, plan ahead, because you never know. But you need to reach out to that artist and say, yo, I want to do a remake with, I would like to have your permission to do a remake of a song that you did before that I love, and I grew up with your music, and you know, I really love your music, and you'll see what happens, you know. So it's like you want to be able to acknowledge those that really put in a lot of work and sacrifice, because see, nowadays it's just all fun and games. It's really all fun and games, and really it's like this: I'm not here for the fun and games. I'm here for the fun, but I'm not here for games. You dig? Okay. So it's like, that's why I feel that in the next how many years, we will see a shift, we will see a change in music. So I like that, for me to speak out about these things, I'm just coming from a fan's opinion. This is my honest opinion. I just feel like music can be a lot better than what I'm hearing now. Music can be in a different place, and it can be more exciting than where it is right now. Because where it is right now, we do have talented artists that love the art and have the passion, and they love making music and they want to make good music. But it's up to the fans to support these artists. Period. Just buy the music. Save up. Work. Save your money. Save your coins, how people like to say. And make sure you do your part as a fan. And please, don't engage into any stupid stuff, any drama, because this is another reason why I feel like when it comes to like the day and age of social media, it has gotten out of control. It has gotten out of hand. And I'm not here to be arguing with trolls. I mean, I'll say my little 2 cents, I'll say that. I'll say what I gotta say, But when it comes to like supporting my favorite artists, that's all I care about. And that's it. So, that's all I gotta say. This is my rant. Like I said, please, 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 artists need to respect the craft. And if you are a musician, you love making music, you have a passion for making music, please make sure that you do what's necessary, the right way, to make sure that you have your gift. You make sure you know what you want. Make sure you stay you stay to yourself and stand your ground. Make sure that you do research, network opportunities. Don't be afraid. So like I said, be to yourself. Get in like the creative flow, the creative juices. Get into like the creativity in the process of making your music. Believe in your art. Make sure that you do research on like the music business and all that good stuff, because that's another thing too. You have to do it. I'm not a musician myself, but I already know what's up because I follow documentaries and all that stuff. So I know how it is. I know how the game is. But other than that, I just encourage people, you know your worth as an artist. Go for it. But that's all I have to say, guys. So as always, please do not be afraid to like, share, comment, and subscribe down below. Please do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Please do not be afraid to hit that notification bell. Alright, your girl signing out as always. Please do not be afraid to voice your opinions. I love people expressing themselves. This is a channel that I want you guys to connect with me and be able to connect with me. And we can get along, It's all good over here. So, as always, stay tuned next episode of Gift Since 92, Dragon Ball Z, narrative reference. You see how I always cite my sources? Yep. Peace, bye-bye. And as always, your girl signing out. This Super Saiyan is out.